Hello and welcome to this yoga class. I hope that you're feeling good and that you are ready. I hope that you also meditated already for a couple of minutes prior to this video. If not, just pause here, take a moment, a couple of breaths so that you're really arriving here in this practice. I'm gonna show you today some sun salutations, because I think this is the most common thing that people know about yoga, that there are these sun salutations, and it's also really nice to just warm your body up in a practice so that you have this as a basement, maybe, let's call it that way. And there are many different types and every teacher is doing it probably different. I just show you my way and I give you throughout the class many modifications, so don't be overwhelmed and let's get started. I hope that you all have a mat and a place where you feel safe and calm and where you just be yourself. Good, so let's get started on your mat. If you don't have a mat, just make sure that you have some space here to the back and to the front. Also just move around with your arms so that you're not damaging anything at home. And then just first stand here on the small edge of your mat and keep your feet a little bit wider so that you're not having a closed stand. Just open them a little bit. Some teachers also say that your big toes can touch and that your heels have a slight gap in between so that your hips are really calm and in a very relaxed state. But if you feel more comfortable, you can open your legs a little bit so that they're still hip width apart. Hip width apart means not the outside of your hips, but exactly the middle. So the hip joint is located in the middle of our groins. And if you just look down to your feet, you should see that the middle of your hip, your knees and your feet, they should be in one line, in alignment. So if you have a wider stand and you look down and then you just try to reach your feet, they are a little bit further away, so then just bring them a little bit closer. So this is what I mean with hip width apart, yeah? Not the outside, but the middle of your groins. Okay, and when you stand here on the short edge of your mat, find your stand and then lift your feet, lift your toes up, and then spread your toes and bring them down. One after another, bring them down so that you have space in between of them. You can shake your knees a little bit and keep them smooth, and just look down to your feet, because your feet are really important. We're grounded through our feet towards the earth, so we need this grounding feeling that we are safe how we are standing here. And then roll your shoulders back and keep a slight bend in your knees. Mainly as women we try to overstretch our knees, so just bring them a little bit into a bended situation. For us it feels like we are bending them super much, but it's really just a slight bend here in our knees. And then tighten your belly muscles so that you're bringing your belly button towards your spine, and that brings you in a really upright position from your pelvic, so that you're not arching back and that your butt is not sticking out, but you're really bringing it forward a little bit while you bring your belly button in. And then have a lot of tension into your fingertips so that you try to reach down towards the ground, and then you look to the front with your chest up high and also your head, and just stand here and feel your feet, how you're grounded on the earth, on your yoga mat, and arrive here in a standing position and in your yoga practice. If you want, you can close your eyes and just feel these small movements in your body, how you balance yourself out. And this is always the first position when you start with the sun salutations, that you ground yourself first, that you place your feet on your mat, and that you make sure that you're really stable here. rise, and then just look down towards your feet. And I want you to bring pressure on your feet, first on your heel, and then right where your toes begin, so the balls of your feet, where the small toe is and the big toe. And with these 3 points, where you put all your weight on, I want you to relax your hands. Inhale, reach over to the side with your arms up towards the sky. If you want, you can lean a little bit back. Your hands are touching. And then when you exhale, you are falling forward. And just see how far you can go. You keep breathing here. You keep your feet on the ground. If you want, you can have a slight bend in your knees so that you don't feel that high tension on the back of your legs. And relax your head. Right now, you don't have to watch me. I just want you to look in between your knees and really relax your jaw muscles and your facial muscles, your shoulders, and feel this opening of your spine, and really relax your head. Mainly we are always holding and looking somewhere, but I just want you to relax it here. Sometimes the head can be really heavy, so right now you don't have to carry it. You can just fold forward and let gravity do the rest. And you don't have to touch the ground. You can touch your shins or your knees or whatever feels good for you right now. And with your next inhale, you just lift your chest up high, so that you have your back parallel towards the floor. And your hands, they can just point with the fingers towards the ground, or you can have them on your shins or your knees, whatever you feel is best for you. But make sure that you roll your shoulders back and that your tummy is slightly tucked in. Good. You're also looking towards the ground so that your cervical spine is also in alignment with the rest of your spine. Hold it here for a moment and always keep your feet grounded on the earth. Keep breathing here. And then slowly again fold forward while you exhale and bend your knees here. Place both hands here on the floor and then step back with both feet so that you're coming into plank pose. Spread your fingers wide just as you did with your toes and try to push yourself away from the floor. If you want, you can lower your knees down, but always make sure that your scapulas are far away from each other. It nearly feels like you're rounding your back a little bit. So wherever you are, hold it here, tighten your tummy and lower your belly, lower your butt a little bit down. Hold it here and make sure that you are really stable throughout your hands and your toes. And then slowly lower down while you exhale. First version is you lower your knees down and then you slowly bend your elbows and then you come down flat on the ground and then you release your feet. If you have been in plank pose, I just want you to shift your weight a little bit forward towards your hands and then slowly bend your elbows and then lower down. Also, release your feet here, straighten them, and then inhale, lift your chest up high, small cobra. Roll your shoulders back and really squeeze your elbows into your rib cage. And try to get your strength from your back muscles. So when you release or when you lift your hands from the ground, you should stay in this position. You should not lower down. So try this. Lift your hands and see if you can hold yourself with your back muscles. And release both hands on the ground. Good. Tuck your toes under and then slowly lift yourself up. While you exhale, you can first come onto your knees and then lift your butt up high and come into your first downward facing dog. Walk your feet here a little bit. Bring your heels to the floor and just walk your dog here. And slowly try to bring both heels as close to the ground as possible. But there are some really important aspects here. So as you can see your toes, try to spread them wide. And if you cannot reach the ground with your heels, just slightly bend your knees. Important is that you reach up high with your seating bones so that your butt goes really up high towards the ground, towards the sky. And you're bending in your hip. Try to bring your navel towards the spine, and also your chest wants to go towards your knees. Really push yourself away with your hands from the floor. Relax your head, so don't hold it in line with your spine, just let it drop so that you have a little compression in front of your throat. And also if you just check your hands, your fingers are spread wide and you have a lot of weight on your thumb and your index finger. And if you check your arms, slightly bring them into an outer rotation so that you try to, like you did in the baby cobra, that you squeeze your elbows together but you roll them out. Okay, and if you want to try, bring your heels to the ground and try to hold this position here. Good. With your next inhale, come up towards, come up on your toes. Bend your knees, look in between your hands and then jump or walk here towards the small edge of your mat. Lower down, exhale. Really be heavy again here. And then inhale, bring your arms over the side, up towards the ceiling until your hands are touching. Small back bend, and then exhale here. Bring your hands into your chest. Good. Again, come into your first position. So, your feet are hip width distance apart. Roll your shoulders back. A tiny bend in your knees. Belly button in so that you have your pelvis tucked under. Your hands are with a lot of strength pointing towards the ground and you're looking forward. Keep breathing here. Feel how you're grounded on your mat. And then inhale, lift both arms over the side up towards the ceiling. Small back bend, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your back so that you're parallel to the floor, and roll your shoulders back. Place your hands on your knees or just leave them here. And then with your next exhale, lower your hands down on the ground and then walk or jump back into your plank pose. You can always have them with your knees down or with your knees straight. Lower your butt a little bit down and really push yourself away from the floor with your hands. Keep it here. And then with your next exhale, bring and shift your weight forward over your hands and then lower down, no matter if you're on your knees or not. Release your feet. Inhale, lift up into your baby cobra. And don't go too high. Keep it here, and if you try to lift your hands, you should stay here. Use the strength of your back muscles and release both hands. Your shoulders are really back and you're squeezing your elbows towards your ribcage. Tuck your toes under, and with your next exhale, lift up into your down dog. Find your positions with your feet and your knees, seating bones, chest, arms. And with your next inhale, come up onto your toes, bend your knees, exhale, look forward, and then jump or walk to the front. Fold forward still while you're exhaling, and then inhale, come all the way up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Another round. Inhale, we're going a little bit faster. lift your arms up high, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, lower your hands down, walk or jump back, and then also lower down already with this exhale. Inhale, lift into your small cobra, and then exhale, bring your butt up high, so come into down dog. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and then jump or walk forwards. Bend completely while you're exhaling, and then inhale, come all the way up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Another round, stay with me. Inhale, bring your arms over the side, up high. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, hands on the mat. Walk or jump back, and while you're exhaling, lower down. Inhale, small cobra, and then exhale into down dog. Inhale, up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then jump or walk towards your hands. Fold completely, and then inhale, come all the way up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Stay here a moment. Close your eyes if you want. Feel your heartbeat. Reconnect with your breath. Feel how your breath comes in and out through your nose. Feel how you're grounded through your feet on your mat and on the earth beneath. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. And then slowly open your eyes, stay in this position, and we're doing a variation right now. So keep all the information in your head that I just gave you, with your belly tucked and with your feet good on the ground, and just find yourself in your first position. Inhale, bring both arms over the side, up high, small back bend, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your back halfway up, roll your shoulders back, and then exhale, place your hands on the ground and step or jump back. Lower all the way down, and then inhale up high. Exhale, come up into your down dog. Stay here, find your position. So your knees are rolling to the outside, sitting bones up high, bend in your hip, chest towards your knees, and roll your shoulders out. From here, inhale and lift your right leg up high. Exhale, bend your knee and place your foot in between your hands. Feel free to just help with a hand. Good. And then inhale, come all the way up high. If it's too much and you're too shaky here, you can lower your left knee down. Otherwise, try to stay here. Be stable. Belly button in. Your front knee is right above your right ankle and it's showing towards the right. Stay here. Keep breathing. And with your next exhale, lower all the way down. Bring both hands on the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg up high. And then exhale, lower your right foot down. Down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up high. Exhale, bend your knee and place your foot in between your hands. Inhale, come all the way up high. Feel free to drop the right knee, but always make sure that the left knee is slightly turned towards the left and that your knee is placed right on top of the left ankle. Find your position here. Tighten your belly, shoulders roll back and down. And then exhale, lower your hands down to the ground. Inhale, bring your left leg up high. And then exhale, lower and down. Find yourself in down dog. And then inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and then jump or walk towards your hands. Fold forward all the way and then inhale, come all the way up high, small back bend. And then exhale, hands to heart. Stay here a moment, and you can see that we use the sun salutation as a base, and then we can build up from there. So we often start with it, and then we are building up, and we are putting something in between. So there's one last round. Just try to go with your breath and try to feel it, how your body is moving, and the rest just comes by itself. Okay, so one last round. Stay here in your first position. Try to remember what I just said in the beginning. And then inhale, both arms up high. Exhale, lower down, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, come into plank pose and also lower already down. Inhale, small cobra. And then exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. Exhale, place your foot in between both hands. Inhale, lift all the way up high. Exhale, bring both hands on the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg up high. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, bend your knee and place your foot in between your hands. Inhale, lift your arms, come up. Exhale, lower down, place both hands on the floor. Inhale, bring your left leg up high. Exhale, lower down, in, down dog. Inhale, come up onto your toes and then exhale, lower your knees down, relax your feet and sit back on your heels. It's your choice if you want to have your hands here to the front or you can have them right next to your legs. But lower your head down so that your forehead is touching the ground or your mat. Release your shoulders and find yourself here in your child's pose. Keep breathing and just feel your safe space here. Child's pose is always a good asana, a good position where you can just jump back into if it's a little bit heavy and too much for you. So it's a really great resting pose, not only in your yoga practice, but also throughout the day. If you just want to rest, feel free to come into this position. And if it's comfortable for you, just stay here. Otherwise, I will give you some modifications. So bring your hands to the front and just open your legs so that your feet are touching but your knees are spread wide. And then just lean forward. So in this position, really your belly and your chest, they have a lot of space so that you can breathe. And then I recommend you to just spread your fingers and leave them on the ground. And if it's too much for your knees, you can always come up. And if you have a pillow or anything that you can place in between your butt or your thigh and your calves, so that you can sit a little bit higher here, and then you come here down with your forehead. So whichever position you found for yourself, feel free to stay here a little bit longer. To give yourself some time, to give your body some time to digest all the positions that we just did. And maybe you want to come up with your next inhale slowly so that you get used to an upright position. And then just come down into Shavasana. This is probably the most famous pose next to the tree pose and down dog. that most of the people know and love. So you're lying down, you keep your toes just falling out, and you place your hands with the inside looking up. Bring both shoulders right underneath your ribcage and just close your eyes. And in this position, just stay here. It is really nice to rest for 10 more minutes so that you really calm your heartbeat down, that you really organize your thoughts and you just let them come and go. And also you allow your body to just melt into the ground, to ground yourself like we did with the feet in the beginning of this class. And really to just have a reset, because it can be sometimes challenging, even if it looks pretty simple what we are doing. It is also really important to just let this sink in so that you have this shavasana at the end of each yoga practice. And with this, I'm saying goodbye for now. I'm super happy that you joined me today, and I hope that you've learned a few things. And feel free to just re-watch the video, maybe stop in between, and really dive into the things that you really want to learn a little bit more about. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or a wonderful night, wherever you are on this planet Earth. I'm really happy that you've joined me today. Thank you so much. Namaste. And don't forget to like and subscribe.